Well, it's a little bit later on Christmas Day, and it's kind of clouding over. We're going to have 5 days of rain. Rain is a wonderful thing. We need the rain. That's very cool. It's been a trippy morning. I've made a couple of odd connections. One to a high school friend of my oldest brother who remembers him as a great violinist. Well, Bob gave up the violin at high school. And one wonders why, if in fact Bob, as she said, is a great violinist. He went into chemistry, he was a success there. He had a good life. He's been dead quite a few years now. Bob, at high school prom, invited a Latina. It didn't go over well. We were told that it was a gang, a Latino gang that attacked him with chains. I remember the police coming to the house to get talk to my parents while Bob was still in Mercy Hospital, recovering from his wounds. And that was the story. And this person that I spoke with today that remembered him as a great violinist, uh, went to that prom, as she said, knew Bob well. Didn't really want to talk about it. I wondered why. She ended with, why he should have left early. Wow. That victim shaming? Did I touch a little guilt? What? I'm not sure. I have no clue. I don't know. Other than what I remember as an 8-year-old at the time being filtered by parents who were trying to keep me from knowing on purpose. And that's fascinating to me. All absolutely fascinating to me because there are so many things like that that are coming home to roost these days as we need to deal with our traumatic origins. We need to realize that society, if not simply the monetary portion of it, media, is systemized and monetized in order to mess with us and create fears. And, it's a chaos machine. And so we have to adjust our minds to how you process a chaos machine and make some sense out of that. Now, I'm been working on it. I'm trying, and we may come up with something yet. That's what E-News Americans are all about. That's what eNewsAmerica.com is about. That's what eNews America Corp was about when I started it several years ago. I'm been trying. You know, if it was easy, anybody would do it. It would have been done by now. That's life. So here we are at the beginning of 2023, and we are really dealing with a whole bunch of chickens all throughout society. The successes of that media all coming home to roost on top of our heads at the same time. And that's an issue because that means we have to deal with it. Now, here's one reason I decided that this needed to be spoken of right now. I'm watching a program called Love and the Constitution. It's a documentary following Jamie Raskin, who's a constitutional lawyer and a trippy guy and very cool, been very prominent in the impeachments in Congress and trying to help us through, guide us through some chaotic times with some sense of history and vision on a future that's sustainable for all of us. A more perfect union. Clearly, it ain't perfect. So he said something that also took me back to the same period as my brother's prom. Because my mom used to say that she thought the big mistake was that history is the study of governments and wars and dates and things, when history should actually be the study of humanity. Whoa. It kind of hit me that way when she said it, because I thought, oh my goodness, that's a brilliant thought, Mom, because it's so right. What's the difference between it's the history of institutions, and that's not the history of humans. It is the history of one function of the humans, a chosen thing to focus on, and seeing everything through that lens. So, the reason I thought of this is Jamie Raskin said something. The first thing I ever thought that man that he's ever said that I think I disagreed with, when he said that throughout the history of humanity we have been ruled by tyrants and kings and autocrats and bullies, and I don't remember exactly. I'm paraphrasing. And democracy is a rare thing. Now, that democracy is a rare thing is absolutely true. It's, only a couple of thousand years ago started, a few thousand years ago in Greece. It's only, we are the descendants. And the first real time in a technological age, and that's very cool too. It's a democracy in a technological age is a brand new thing. In the 90s, we were talking about how it was going to be an information society, and where are we in 2023? A disinformation society. We had DARPANET creating the internet, which was supposed to give us some social media, and where are we in 2023? It's a social media, and Jamie's talking about the fact that throughout history, well, that's true. Throughout history, the institutional reality is the governance of kings. They're the ones who wrote the history. But guess what? Throughout 99% of human history, most of the actual humans were so far away from those kings and despots and rulers, it mattered pretty little. The interaction individually between the ant at the back of the line and the ant at the front of the line is very real, but they don't know each other. They may be heading the same direction, and that may be so at the same time, though everybody's heading in the same direction. We're all time travelers heading to the future. While we're all heading in the same direction, we are not all going to get to the same place. And we certainly aren't all having the same functions and or interactions with the life around us. So, two thoughts, if you're going to get healthy, toss off the chaotic, traumatic nonsense of the input, and filter and fill in with the life around you by making that a better place. BETTAH, a thing I came on 2 years ago now, and the beginning of this trip. That's my problem in life, as I see things as complete realities, and then I have to work backwards and try and figure out how to bring people along. And the truth is, if you're wanted to be a leader and you're turning around and no one's following you, you're just taking a walk. So here we all are, just, all in this on our own. all in this alone and all just taking a walk. And so we decide which walk we go on. And I'm in search of the path that's going to be better so that we can have some fun together. Better together. There is no other. There's no planet B. And if this planet gets rid of bees, we're in, there's no fruit either. So, let's figure it out. Let's move forward with a more positive attitude as we embark on the grand delusion of life, delusions of adequacy, and delusions of... Yeah, fuck it, I got lost. Anyhow, love y'all. This was a stupidly long Christmas addendum tape, which I'm sure I'll cut. Adios.